Okay, today I will be exploring a physical education, like high school level, think aloud modeling. Um, my topic is going to be should high intensity interval training, also known as HIIT, replace traditional cardio and PE? So, I'm gonna walk myself through the assumptions. I'm gonna question them, kind of look at the evidence, and then show the kinds of thinking that kind of go into analyzing these fitness decisions as a PE teacher. So, first, we identify the topic. Um, in many of these PE programs, uh, teachers like myself or my best friend, who's also a physical education teacher, debate whether high intensity interval training, also known as HIIT, um, which is short bursts of like physical intense effort that is followed by a certain amount of time of rest, should or can replace traditional cardio workouts like jogging, cycling, you know, that you normally see in PE across the public education system. The problem that would be exploring out of this would be, is HIT more effective and more appropriate form of training for high school students? Identifying this assumption, sorry, I'm a little sick, so I might make that noise a little bit, but to identify my assumptions, we're going to start with naming them because this will kind of help us formulate different like perspectives, interpretations of what this topic is and how it can be better analyzed. So, one assumption I would make is students tend to prefer short, intense workouts over long, continuous ones because many of them can get bored over time or they don't like doing the same thing over a certain amount of time. So, that's the benefit of doing like a HIT workout over a steady state cardio workout. Another assumption I would carry is that HIT is automatically more beneficial because it's often a faster, more efficient workout. But on the other side of the coin in that argument, uh, would this necessarily be true for kids around 14 to 18 years of age? Because that's the age group I would be teaching. A lot of the benefits we see are in adults, which are at a different growth rate and a different stage in their life. And would it be safe for all fitness levels, which is something that is very important in the California teaching system? Recognizing these assumptions, it helps me stay alert and aware of everything that's going on in my own thinking, as well as how other people might see this topic when it is presented. That way, we can formulate the best conclusion after analyzing whether or not these fitness methods should be used, how I would teach them, and how they can be evaluated. So, I'm first stating what I think I know. So, I think HIT is more efficient with time and can improve cardiovascular endurance, which is the same goal as steady state cardio. But I'm not entirely sure that it could be the best route for high school students. So the reason why I question this is because this belief comes from a lot of fitness articles. I used to be a personal trainer. I work out 5 times a week. I know a lot about HIIT workouts with adults, but I've never seen any articles or anything regarding teens, especially the ages of 14 to 18, which is the age group of most high school students, because they're at a different stage where they're still developing physically and mentally compared to adults. The other possibilities on the other side of the coin on this might be steady state cardio is better for building long term endurance, and kind of teaching pacing to kids, which is kind of what the school system wants as far as its physical education in that matter. Maybe hit is too intense for someone that's maybe at a beginner level, which a lot of students would be, or students with asthma, which there are a lot of students out there that do have asthma as well. Students could benefit from uh, maybe utilizing both styles of fitness, but that's also a different topic in its own. So in PE, I've noticed that students thrive with HIIT because it seems like it's more exciting. It's short. You get rest in between. But there's other kids who are maybe at a more beginner level or entry level and haven't really done sports or any type of intense physical activity that struggle with this type of intense workout and could be discouraged from that, where it feels too advanced too quickly. The research on youth fitness shows that both HIIT and steady state cardio improve heart health, but steady state is easier to sustain and is safer for inexperienced exercisers, which is going to be a large proportion of kids that you see in the public physical education system. So, analyzing multiple perspectives, I would say that as from a student's perspective, some might enjoy the variety, some might enjoy the challenge and the intensity, others might feel overwhelmed, they might have some anxiety towards something that they've never done before and might be new to them. From my perspective as a teacher and educator, it is efficient with time. It allows variation, but the classroom management during these intervals can be very tricky and can be very hard to manage if you don't know what you're doing. Health perspective, both can improve fitness, but it needs more careful monitoring because overexertion can occur. So seeing all these perspectives help us prevent kind of like this one size fit all decision, which tends to occur a lot of the times in PE, which we want to avoid. So, drawing my conclusion from this, after thinking all of this through, I don't think HIIT should fully replace traditional cardio because it's kind of impossible to even fathom doing that on a daily basis. But if we can balance it into the curriculum, that includes students an opportunity to build endurance, have more of a challenge with their intensity in their workouts, create more variety for them, and create options for people who are at a beginner, intermediate, and advanced level, and kind of create groups where you can make it more reasonable for these kids at their different fitness levels. So it's not about replacing one over the other, but more about how can we intentionally use this in the curriculum, physical education. So as I went through each step, I realized my initial opinion wasn't wrong, but it was incomplete. Thinking aloud helped me see a broader picture, not just my personal preference, and being able to be unbiased in the way I analyze these decisions and thought process. Other times, I can model critical thinking by using compare and contrast demonstrations, having students perform HIIT session one day, steady state cardio another day, and then you can kind of analyze the different aspects of what would go into that, like heart rate, pacing, recovery time, and see how the kids stack it up against one another. And I can also see how it would stack up against one another. And this will help students kind of see the evidence-based fitness decision versus just using their own personal bias or preference on the matter. You could also model goal setting reflection, which is like demonstrate how to evaluate like goals for fitness, which is a big part of fitness. Improving endurance. Does HIIT help more? Is it better with jogging? What does your body respond to best? Showing students how to evaluate these goals not only builds critical thinking about their personal health choices, but it can also help them understand how their body works, which is the ultimate goal of physical education because we want kids to continue um, doing some sort of physical activity once they grow up in their adulthood, which would be the most ideal situation. So, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a good day.